What does contingent mean when buying a house? The quick answer is contingent is real estate talk. It means that the home is in contract but cannot close until the buyer sells their house. Or as we say, the home is contingent on the sale of the buyer's home. Why am I talking about what contingent means when buying a home? Well, this is my 5th year doing real estate, and I just recently came back from maternity leave, and my first sale of the year was a client who was buying a house here in Seattle that was contingent on their house for sale in Texas. For years now, buying a contingent sale wasn't an option for many home buyers who were looking to move up in this market. And in this video, I'm going to go into detail about what it takes to buy a house contingent on the sale of your home. But first, you know the drill. Give this video a big like and subscribe to our channel. Over the next few months, we're going to be producing more content to help folks navigate the ins and outs of the Seattle real estate market, and we have a lot of fun as we do it. The 5 things you need to know about what it means to buy a home contingent on the sale of your home. 1, make sure your home is go ready. 2, you are not going to get a deal. 3, do an inspection and review that title report. 4, the seller does have a bump clause. And 5, use the same escrow officer for closing. And if you wait until the end, I'll have a pro tip for you sellers. Tip number 1, make sure your current home is go ready. You have 5 days to get your home on the market if you've made a contingent offer on another home. And in order to make sure your home sells quickly, you need to be go ready. Kim just did a video about how to buy a home before you sell your current one. In the video, she coined the term go ready, which basically means you need to make sure your house follows our diva difference principles for your current home. Fix what's broken and make sure the home looks beautiful so we can market the heck out of it when you find that home that you want to buy. Today I'm in a house in Kenmore, and we just put this on the market. The sellers contacted us months ago and wanted to make sure they prepped this house properly for the market. And luckily for all of us and you, they did a ton of work for years over their ownership. From a new roof in 2017, a new water tank in 2019, furnace in 2022. That's just to start. New carpet throughout in July of 2022, new kitchen LVP flooring to complement the beautiful bamboo and hickory hardwood floors throughout the home. Even a French drain was installed. I can keep going on and on, but I will put the blog about this house in the show notes. The bottom line is make sure you contact me or someone on the team as soon as you start to get that buy curious itch, so we can get you working on your existing home. You can also check out Kim's How to Sell a House video for even more information. Tip number 2, you are not going to get a deal. Sellers are not really going to negotiate if they're taking their home off the market for a maybe it will sell transaction. What you do get is not having to come up with cash to buy the house first and then carry 2 mortgages as you wait for the previous home to sell, because that's super stressful. And remember, sellers are getting used to having multiple offers, and now both sellers and their brokers need to relearn that buying contingent is totally a real option. Tip number 3, do an inspection and review that title report. This is where it gets a little stressful. Not only do you have to make sure your home is coming on the market, you also need to do your due diligence on the home that you're buying. Do an inspection and review that title report. Rocky just did a long video about how to buy a house in Seattle, and he goes into a ton of detail about those 2 items, so check it out. Oh, and did I mention that you'll probably be able to negotiate with the seller on any big items that come up on the inspection? This is a huge change from just a few months ago. Tip number 4, the seller has a bump clause. A bump clause means that the seller can bump you from the contract if they get another offer on the home that's not contingent on the sale of their home. Meaning a regular old buyer can come to the door and can buy the home. You do have a couple of days to choose to go ahead and just buy the home with regular financing or get out of the transaction. The best way not to have to deal with the bump clause is to go back to tip number 1 and make sure your home is go ready. Tip number 5, you definitely want to use the same escrow officer for both of those closings. Closings on contingent offers can be super tricky, and the escrow officer will need to use the funds from your home that you're selling in order to purchase your new home. The best way to make sure that everyone closes on time is that you use the same escrow officer for both of those transactions. I know it's tricky, but I can definitely explain more in person. I have a pro tip for you sellers. Taking a contingent offer can be a risk, but you typically get higher than average price for your home. Next step is for you to watch Kim's video about how to sell a home in Seattle, and you can always text Diva Difference to the number below for our home seller guide. Thanks for hanging out with me. This is Lindsay Russell at Team Diva Cole Banker Bain. Diva out.